Konnichiwa, I'm Tepe Morimoto.
Hey, this is Freya Anderson.
Hi, my name's Luke Greenbank.
I'm Kyle Chalmers.
Hi, this is Sydney Pickram, and you're listening to the London Roar podcast.
It was a terrific victory for the Roar at the weekend as they overcame very strong Cali Condors to notch their first win of ISL 3. Welcome to the London Roar podcast. This is Steve from Pullbuoy, and my usual podcast companion Katie will be along soon as we chat to Marie Wattel and Luke Greenbank about a fantastic match. We'll also introduce two more Roar recruits. So let's head to Naples, and Katie and I will be back at the end to mop things up. So let's cross to Naples, where we've got Luke Greenbank and Marie Wattel with us. Luke, welcome back to the podcast. You obviously were here last year with us.
Thank you very much.
Et nous disons bienvenue au podcast, Marie Wattel. Bonjour, Marie.
Bonjour.
I'm afraid that is the limit of my French, so there'll be no more French during this podcast. I'm sure French people will be delighted to hear. But Marie, if we look back to the match that's just gone, congratulations on a great win. It must be a good feeling to get that first victory in, especially against a strong team like Cali.
Yeah, I think we were super happy about it. I don't think we expected to win the match, but I think the team did really good the first day and the second day. And feels good. And I think we're just going to get better and better every match. So I think it's a good sign for the future.
And Luke, it as Marie says, it must give you great confidence for the next two matches coming up. You've got two regular season matches to go, but must be feeling good about those now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the past two matches have gone really well. Like Marie said, better than expected in the last one, but we want to build on from that. And I think we've put ourselves in a really good position to do that.
Marie, you had 7 events in the first match and were able to go down to 4, but plus the skins in the second match. You must be really pleased that the team had Emma and Freya joining this week to spread the load a little bit.
Yeah, I was really happy because also I didn't have a lot of training under my belt coming for a first match, so I was a bit stressed for this 7 races. So I tried my best. Wasn't the best races I've done, but I was really happy Freya and Emma could join, and I think we've got Angie coming for a third match as well. So another freestyle girl. So I think the team is getting stronger, and hopefully it will help me to be a little bit faster on my other races as well.
And you're always up first with the 100 fly. Do you feel under pressure to give the team a good start with that?
I think I really want to do well just to have a good start for the team, and that's why I was a bit frustrated the second match. I don't think I did well, but hopefully, thankfully we had Emma who did amazing. So I think it's important to start well the match, and I have this pressure, but I like it, and I always want to do good for the team. So hopefully next match I will do better.
Luke, as Marie says, we know it's all about the team, and we know the ISL is about filling in for the team in gaps and what have you. Obviously, we know you as a backstroker, but this year we've seen you in lots more events even than last year. How have you found that?
Yeah, it's been really good actually. I've enjoyed swimming a little bit of IM, especially in that first match, to come away with a few points, and it's something that I haven't really done since I was a junior. So to be able to come out here and swim, not just for myself, but for the team and get some good results, I'm really happy. And if they need me to fill in any other events, then I'm happy to do that.
And we asked Duncan about this last week, Luke, but was there a plan for you to go for the midway points in the 400 AM, or is that just kind of the way that your strengths play out?
I was very aware of the fact that there was an opportunity to pick up points in that first 200 mark, but even if there wasn't, I think that's the way I have to swim it, just because it is where my strengths lie. And I think that's how I used to swim it as a junior, just try and hold on for the last 200. But it's a rule that's kind of worked in our favour. Maybe not in the last match because we both got jackpotted because we were swimming against the likes of Sato, but certainly in that first match, it definitely worked in our favour.
And by our reckoning, it was something like a 17-second personal best in the 400 IM in week one. Is that right?
Yeah, so I've heard. I think I might have found that out from your Twitter feed actually. But yeah, I never thought I'd be at this age saying I would get a 17-second PB. So I'm chuffed with that.
Got to be good. But was it hard? I mean, you had the 100 IM earlier in the session as well, which is obviously the other end of the medley spectrum. So were you feeling that in that 400 IM?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's not really an event that I usually swim, so I don't really have much of a race plan. But yeah, certainly towards the end of this weekend, I was a little bit more fatigued than I was after the first weekend. But I think just this week, I have the opportunity to rest up, and I think the whole team has the opportunity to just rest up and kind of reset. And going into the next match, I think we'll be in an even better place.
And one for Marie, I guess, talking about events we don't normally see. How do you feel about the skins? Like, obviously, we love watching it, and it's really, really exciting. But is it something that you look forward to, or is it absolute dread?
No, yeah, really looking to do skins. I was really excited. I had the opportunity to do it last match, but unfortunately, I didn't. I think I finished 6th on the 50 fly, so it's frustrating because I think with maybe more training, I would be able to do more. Maybe pass for the second round, and maybe do the third round as well. So hopefully, I will have more opportunities in the future, and I really want to do well at skins, but. Of course, I can only do fly. I can't really do backstroke, but breaststroke. And we've got amazing freestylers as well. So, I mean, we will see in the next matches if I got another opportunity, but I will try to get better. And I think the more you do skins, the more you learn and you get better as well. So we will see.
Is there any, I mean, did you have any tactics, or is it literally just flat out 100% from the start?
I mean, I'm not a specialist. Last time I just wanted to do it max because I knew because I did the 50 flies just before, it wasn't amazing. So I was like, I just have to do it max. I guess if you're like a faster swimmer, you can kind of try to relax a little bit for the first 50. But right now, I think I would just do it max and try to do another one max, and then we will see what happens.
So as Katie said, we love watching it. It's very exciting and everything gets very close. I wanted to ask both of you, the match was very tight heading into those skins. And, you know, watching from the bench, from the side of the pool, were you worried about the match result? No, Kelsey Dahlia won the women's 50 fly skins, and Justin Rest was in for Cali in the men's freestyle skins, having won the individual 50. You know, was there a lot of tension on the bench that maybe it might slip away?
I think we're obviously very aware of it going into the men's skins. Obviously, Cali have a very strong team, so my first reaction was looking to see if Katsumi got through the first round, which he did. So I was like cheering for that, and then I looked again and saw that the two Cali guys hadn't made it through. So after that, we were all just going absolutely nuts. And I mean, the atmosphere in that box on those skins is just absolutely incredible. And when we get the results like we have over the past two weeks, we're all jumping up and down and shouting, and it's just a great place to be.
Now, I've just wanted to say, like, Katsumi really did amazing. I think it was his first time he was doing the skins, and he really did amazing. And I think he surprised a lot, all of us.
Well, I'll be honest, he surprised us as well. I mean, and there were a lot of people I've seen, you know, in the comments around the place on the internet who were writing him off, and he obviously proved them very wrong. But he's someone that people won't know a lot about. I mean, he was briefly with you in Budapest last year, but outside of Japan, people probably don't know so much about him. What can you tell us about him as a person, as a swimmer?
He's such a nice guy, really friendly. He's English. Over the past year, I think when he came to us last year, he didn't speak very much English, but this year he speaks a little bit more, and you're able to kind of get to know him a little bit better. And yeah, like I said, he's a really nice guy.
Yeah, he's always smiling. He's really friendly, and I agree. I think his English improved. He said he was taking some lessons online, so it's really great. We can get to know him a little bit better than the first season, and I think the fact that he won the skins, everyone was like singing "Katsumi, Katsumi," and I think he felt really included in the team, and he felt really loved as well. And I think it was maybe he's got more confidence as well now, so it's good.
Well, he was absolutely brilliant, and I gather you celebrated with sushi.
Yeah, sushi for Katsumi. Now, yeah, it was really nice. It was like all you can eat for 25 euros per person, so it was really good. And yeah, we spent again. Like this kind of stuff, we get to know each other, and Katsumi and Taipei, he was there as well, and they had the translator when they couldn't really speak English, and we get to know each other. We tried sake as well, so yeah, it was good.
And I was speaking to Luke actually before we started about life outside the swimming. It's a lot less strict than last year, and if Instagram's to be believed, Maria, it's all boat trips and pizza and fun.
Yes, I mean, it's not very original now to post anything about boat trip or Capri or whatever, but I just wanted to do it as well. But yeah, it's great to enjoy some time with the team, and because we had such a hard year of training with, of course, the Olympic year and COVID restrictions as well, and just feel like we can just go on a boat trip, go to a restaurant with friends. It's really nice.
It feels more, as a spectator, it feels more every year like this is really bringing swimmers together, and people are getting to know each other in a way that they wouldn't otherwise have been able to do. And it's sort of outside that competition scenario where you would normally all meet up and just sort of be there to try and race against each other. And I know that's your primary purpose there, but it does seem like it's really kind of forging friendships. Is that how it feels to you guys out there?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was one of the reasons when I wanted to come back to the ISL as early in the season. It was because I wanted to see my friends, and I wanted to enjoy Naples with them, and of course racing with them as well. So yeah, I think friendship is important, and I think this is why the team is doing so well as well. It's because we really feel like a family. So yeah, it's definitely important.
Hi, I'm Kenzo Simons from the Netherlands, and I'm joining the Roar for 2021. I'm excited to be part of the London Roar because I've seen a lot of videos online and heard a lot of story from Kira, who was in the London Roar, and it just seems overall a fun team to be around, fun people and for good vibes. My favorite event is the 50 freestyle. I just love the sprint. It's just overall my favorite. I just love sprinting, butterfly too. My worst training set is, I think, when I have to swim 400 meters straight, something like that. I think that's my worst, not because I can't finish it, but just because sometimes it hurts. And I'd rather do 50s or 100s, even 200s instead of 400. Outside swimming, I love to play video games, hang out with friends, talk to my friends, just chill, listen to music, stuff like that. The events I'm least likely to see me swim in the ISL is, I think, the breaststroke, because I cannot swim breaststroke. I'm Kenzo Simons, and this is the London Roar podcast.
All right, well, we've talked about friendships and getting to know each other and bringing new people into the team, and you've got a number of new members of the London Roar this year. So we want to find out how much you know about them already. And those who listened to the podcast last year will know that we looked into some people who had very accomplished relatives. Emma coming in this year. She's obviously Rob Woodhouse's niece, so another reason why we've looked at it. And our resident Raw genealogist, Katie Wild, has been investigating your new teammates to see whether they have any famous or very accomplished relatives in their families. So we're going to play a game of our little game, Lion or Lying, and you need to see if you can establish if what Katie tells you is true or if it is false. And if it's true, you'll get a little lion. And if it's not, you get a little cat. There we are. So we have no expense spared this week on this game. But there's 3, I think, Katie. So let's have the first one.
Okay. So question number 1. This is somebody that Marie mentioned earlier. So new to London Raw for 2021. Andy Mures is known primarily for her 100 and 200 freestyle speed. But if you go back a couple of generations in the Mures family to her grandfather, you would have found one of the world's most prolific garlic farmers. Is that true or false?
I have no idea. I haven't actually met Andy yet. So.
Oh, you haven't had a chance to talk to her about her garlic farming background?
She's not here yet, so.
I guess this is true. I don't know.
I'll stick with Marie. Let's go true.
You say true. Ah, very good.
Really?
One out of 1. So there we are. So
there's something to slip into conversation early on when she arrives.
Very good. Very good. Right. Number 2, please, Katie.
Question number 2. Raw rookie Ed Mildred isn't the first in his family to have sporting success. Not only is his dad Johnny an Ironman triathlete, but he won the Fireball class European Sailing Championships in 2006. Is that true or false?
Yes.
That is true, yeah. That was Ed's interesting fact on our team icebreaker.
Oh, no.
Oh,
he's ruining our material.
Well, Ed's here. He can tell us.
I'm Ed Mildred. My family has always been involved in water sport. Not the same type of water sport. Both my parents used to sail. My dad actually being European champion 1 year for sailing. So I like to think that water sport is part of my blood.
There we go. Some good sporting genes, clearly, in the Mildred family. 2 out of 2. We're going for the full house. Luke, Marie, Katie, come on. Last one.
Okay. Are you ready? Italian Ilaria Bianchi is the first in her family to make a name for herself in the pool, but her family are better known in the cycling world. Her great-great-uncle, Edoardo Bianchi, started the prestigious brand of Bianchi bicycles in 1885, one of which was ridden by pro cyclist Simon Yates in the 2021 Tour de France.
Oh, that's a tough one. What are we thinking in Naples?
I think she's kind of like the body type. She could do cycling. Maybe her family as well.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. Yeah.
But I don't know. She never mentioned it. So.
Which way are you going to jump?
Oh,
Come on,
let's say true.
Okay.
You're saying true. I'm afraid it's false.
I had to make something up.
Yeah, it was good.
That was a lot of detail.
Yeah, it was really detailed. That's why I was like.
Thank you very much.
It's the detail that gets you. All right, 2 out of 3. That's a very creditable result. So well done.
Especially as you hadn't met Andy yet and you knew about her garlic farming. Very, very good.
We knew it. Yeah.
It'll be interesting to know if that is her interesting fact when she introduced herself to the team. But well, we will see.
I suspect she'll be able to find something even better.
I rather suspect that's the case. All right, let's take a few minutes and look forward to your next match coming up in a few days' time. You've got Energy again, the LA Current and the Tokyo Frog Kings in your next match. Marie, you've raced Energy once in your first match when perhaps you were just getting back into it. Do you think you can, reverse that result and perhaps beat them this time, or at the very least get a lot closer?
I think we can, because we have beaten Cali, and this is the first time since 2019, I guess. That's what he said, Steve. So I think we can beat them, and especially Sarah Sjostrom, she's not going to be there. So she's one of their main strength of Energy Standard. So I think now we can really be a good contender for the win in the next few days.
And Luke, you've got 12 out of 12 wins for the backstroke crew so far. I'm sure that's something that you'll want to keep going into this next match.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's quite an impressive record so far. And like I said, we just want to go from strength to strength and continue to improve. So hopefully that record will keep going. Yeah, we're really enjoying watching it so far. Is it something that inspires you, or is it something that you feel puts you under pressure? For me, I try not to think about it too much. Like, I just want to go into my race and focus on what I can control. Like, so far it's worked out pretty well, certainly from that 200 perspective. But seeing the guys like Minna and Kira and Guido and Christian, like, it's a really good backstroke group. And yeah, there's no reason why we can't continue that record.
Marie, you mentioned no Sarah Sjostrom for energy this week, but obviously their women's team is still really strong. When you're in your team meetings, do you ever talk about the other teams, or is all the focus on London Raw?
I think usually it's all the focus on London Raw. Yeah, I don't think we really think about the others and their strength and their weaknesses. I think we just try to be the best team as we can and win the more points. But no, I don't think really. We will see if Steve will mention that in the next few days, but I don't think he will mention it. I think he will just say that we've got a great shot of winning the match, and yeah, we'll just try our best.
And you've got Steve with you now, Luke. On our season preview, he did promise us some funky tactics, and we've seen that a bit with you so far in the medleys. We've seen Duncan doing crazy programs. What events can we expect you to be in this weekend, or when will you find out? Or is there something that you really fancy having a go at?
I mean, I'm not sure what Steve and Ben have planned for this weekend, but I imagine 200 back and maybe a relay on the first day, and then probably the IMs on the second day. I'm not sure if there's a possibility of a 200 IM or anything like that. But I'd like to give kind of the fly events a go. I used to swim them when I was younger, and I think if we can fit that into a schedule somewhere, I'd be willing to do it. But I think I've just got to kind of do what's best for the team. And if I need to fill in a certain area, then I'm more than happy to do that. But at the same time, I'm more than happy to take a step back if someone else is faster than me.
I think you need to be careful saying rash things like you're filling the fly. You'll find yourself doing 200 fly on this weekend now.
It'd be 200 fly, 400 IM, the dirty double.
No, I don't think anyone would want to do that. Let's be honest. All right. Well, we will wish you the best of luck for that match. We hope you can pull off a win. So thank you very much for your time, Luke, Marie. We'll let you get back to training and what have you in Naples.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, I'm Edward Mildred from Great Britain, and I'm joining the Raw for 2021. I'm looking forward to be part of ISL to get stuck into some great fast racing at the start of the season. I'm excited to see what we can do this year. My favourite event is 100 Fly because it's fast, action-packed and great to watch, and it's amazing to swim. I play golf a lot in my spare time, and at weekends I watch F1 with my mates. But of course, a lot of my time is taken up through swimming because it's my passion. That's what I love doing. I'm Ed Mildred, and this is the London Raw podcast.
That's Ed Mildred, one of the new members of the Raw for 2021, who swam a very impressive relay leg at the weekend on the 4x1 relay. Katie, it was a great win for the Raw. I mean, Cali have been dominant for so long, and so terrific that they managed to get the victory. Let's address the elephant in the room, though, in relation to that. No Caleb Dressel on the second day. I mean, he's such a big weapon for Cali that it must have had an impact.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think, in a couple of ways. Firstly, obviously, he is a brilliant swimmer and will win a lot of points for them. And I also think having someone who's so dominant like that on your team probably gives everyone else a lot of confidence. So, I think everyone in Cali and the other teams would have been very aware of his absence. He's since announced, I think, that he's sitting the rest of the regular season out, which isn't an awful lot. But I think they'll miss him, but they're such a strong team with a lot of depth. So, I don't think it's going to cause any major upsets in the league as a whole.
I mean, the margin was 51 points, I think. And, you can see a scenario where he could make that difference up. But I don't think it's a foregone conclusion, given there were some other things that Cali, where they dropped points. I mean, Coleman Stewart was disqualified in the 100 backstroke, which was a big swing because he was under pressure from Guido to get that win. No, pushed that last turn too far. So, London had Cali up against it, and, they can only swim against the people who are there, obviously. But yeah, it might just have made enough difference. We'll never know, will we? We will never know. But the skins, regardless, Katsumi Nakamura was the hero. I think you were saying to me, before, that he somehow came from nowhere with very long arms to get in through that first round and then just powered on.
Yeah, I think the graphics are quite cool, when you're watching it live and you can see where everyone's sitting in real time. And he was fourth until about 3 meters out. And then suddenly these enormous arms, he seemed to just sort of grow. And he managed to get his hand on the wall first and then was, to be honest, pretty dominant through the other 2 rounds. I think exactly as we've said earlier in the podcast, he's someone who a lot of us don't know. And it's really cool that the ISL has kind of given him that chance to be the hero for the team and hopefully increase that, sort of raise his profile a little bit more for the next few rounds.
Well, he's a big star in Japan, so it's great that the rest of the world is seeing what he can do a bit more. Marie was quite optimistic about the Raw's chances in their next match. They've got energy again. In fact, they've got energy in their next 2 matches. They're racing them in all but 1 match this season. Sarah Sjostrom is out. She's obviously a big factor, but they bring in Femke Hemskirk, not a bad replacement on the freestyle, and I think Florent Manadou will be back for them this weekend as well. So it's a tough assignment.
It is, but I think, they're bringing in other people and so are we. I think our team is getting stronger every week. Not only are we actually getting extra people in, which is helping us sort of take the pressure off the people who've been there from the start. But it's also, I think we can't really undervalue bringing in someone who can swim on a relay. So we've got Andy Mures coming in, who's really strong and on the 100 free, and also has been a great ISL swimmer on the 200 free in previous years. So I think that'll take the pressure off perhaps some people who wouldn't normally have to swim 100 free, and will really help us in terms of our depth in the relays. I think it's all very good having one relay that can win or finish in the top 3. But if that's at the expense of your second relay team coming 8th or risking a jackpot, then that's a really tricky position to find ourselves in. So that's really going to help. And then hopefully we're going to get Kyle Chalmers on some individuals. He looked great last weekend on the few swims that he did. But I'm sure Duncan Scott would like to share his workload with someone a little bit if he can.
Well, yeah, Duncan, as we mentioned earlier, had a crazy workload on the second day of this match: 100 free, 100 IM, 200 free, 400 medley. And even he was struggling by the end of that. So we can expect to see Kyle, I think, back in some individuals, maybe the 200 free, perhaps, and take one off Duncan on that second day. But as you say, he was rapid in those relays, and the mixed relay. The only man on the last leg. Exciting as always to see him chasing down the field.
Yeah, I think he's a brilliant addition. I think somewhere where we perhaps struggle is that it's not. So you've mentioned the energy of bringing in Florent Manadou, who could be a great plus for them on the skins. I don't think there's anyone that we're waiting for who's going to make a massive difference in terms of skins, which is we don't have that to fall back on. And that is something that I'm really noticing this year in particular, is such a massive swing on points. It can really make the match, and it normally does make the match every time. So I think that's just something we have to keep an eye on. Obviously, we've got a load of people who are incredible 50 swimmers. It's just potentially that other teams have people who might be better. It's really interesting. I like the way that the league's shaking up.
It is. Now, we've obviously seen, though, in the skins, Vinny Lanza last week and Katsumi Nakamura this week, pulling them out where we perhaps didn't expect it. So, as I say, it's been very, very, very exciting. Well, we will draw things to a close now. Thank you, Katie. If you want to get in touch, if there's anything you want to ask us or want us to put to the team next week, you can find me on Twitter at Pullbuoy or on Instagram at PullbuoyUK. Go to pullbuoy.co.uk/contact if you want to send an email instead. Until next week, though, we'll be watching avidly this weekend, hoping for a Raw victory. But I'll be back next week, and thanks for listening.
You've been listening to the London Raw podcast by Pullbuoy. For more episodes, visit www.pullbuoy.co.uk/raw.